Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning, whatever uh, part of the country you're watching this on. Welcome in. I believe, this is our final mock draft, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
for Lock It In here. Unfortunately, no Tanner. Tanner's had to get pulled away for uh, legal reasons, but. Hopefully, hopefully he'll be watching later. But yeah, if you guys would like to be a part of the draft, I'm gonna put it in the comment section down below. Get about a couple, 2-3 minutes before we get started here, and yeah, let's hit that intro real quick if I can figure out where it is. What's going on, everybody? AP here, along with the Hall of Famer Scott Cobe. Scott, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing better than the Rams right now.
Yeah.
Let me just give people an update here about the Rams and why you might want to kind of stay away from them. So there's a doctor on Twitter, Dr. Jesse Morse. Very good. Very, very good at this stuff. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. Okay. 13 hours ago, so this was 11 o'clock last night. I'm waiting for the announcement that Matthew Stafford is undergoing surgery and his timeline to return is unknown. So something is going on out in LA that none of us know about. So I would be very wary of a first-round Puka or a third or fourth-round Devontae Adams because if it's Jimmy Garoppolo, and then maybe that's why Stetson Bennett played as much as he did last night because they're getting him ready to be the backup for Garoppolo because Stafford will not be able to play this year. So just saying it, it's out there in the Twitter universe. This guy is very good at what he does, Dr. Jesse Morse on Twitter. He's a doctor by trade. He's not one of these guys that come on Twitter and say, I'm a doctor. I know what's going on. He is a real doctor. He's based out of Miami. So be wary. You got a couple of weeks left, but be wary. Stafford has not practiced yet. He has just thrown 60 passes on one day and not practiced yet. So I'm dropping the Rams wide receivers down my board significantly. So,
yep. What does that do for their running game, though? Guys like Kyren Williams and maybe even Blake Corum.
I don't think it does much of anything for Kyren. Kyren just got paid, so he's getting a bulk of the carries. He's getting probably 275. But again, in terms of pass catching, Garoppolo is going to have to get it out quick because that offensive line is good, but not great. So I like Kyren, but I've not drafted much Kyren at all. I've not had the chance to. He's gone before. I've been comfortable with him. I would do Kyren in the third round. That's what I'm looking at. So if I'm in the third round and he's there, I'm kind of looking at him. If I haven't gotten a running back already, he would be a great number one running back to get. So just be wary. I know Coach Joe's out there. I know, he's a Rams fan. I know the Rams fans are out there saying what the heck is going on. Sean McVay's not commented on it as we thought, as I think he would not. But it's very shaky right now. He hasn't practiced at all. So
yeah, it's a little bit concerning. That kind of makes the NFC West kind of up for grabs now, as far as who could come out in the division. But I really like their defense still. I think their defense can still help keep that team afloat. We've also got, of course, we mentioned Kyren. Kyren can be the load carrier if he needs to be. Jimmy G, I'm not really sold on. We'll see how he could do at quarterback if it comes to that. But I also like what I saw last night from Stetson Bennett. So if anything, I think they would be okay, especially with the talent that they have around the quarterback. So,
yeah, I think so. I think when you look at it, if you want to see how you think Devontae will do, look at him in Vegas. Jimmy G was his quarterback when he first arrived. So, no, it was after Derek Carr or before Derek Carr. Jimmy G played with him and just basically tanked him. So he had 2 really strong games, like huge games, and then the rest of them were very bad. So Devontae Adams not liking this. So if this in fact is going to happen, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying Dr. Jesse Morse, who's really good at this stuff, put that out there. He's waiting for the announcement on the surgery. And if that's the case, why didn't the Rams do it way before this? And Stafford will be back in week 3 or 4. I don't know. I think Stafford's career might be over.
Potentially, yeah.
37 years old.
At the very least, he got a Super Bowl ring, though. So
yes, he got what he wanted. And so the Rams did too.
And he's considered a legend in the city of Detroit for how he's helped that franchise kind of get itself off the ground. I know a lot of people love the Jared Goff movement now in Detroit, but without Matthew Stafford, we're probably not talking about Dan Campbell in Detroit. We're probably not talking about obviously you still got Calvin Johnson too as well. What he did, he's a Hall of Famer now. So great career. Got the Super Bowl. If this is the last we see of Matt Stafford, it's a solid Hall of Fame-ish career.
Yeah, not saying it's going to be the last, and not saying that this is going to happen, but for a doctor who deals with this stuff on a not a daily basis, but a lot, deals with sports injuries, and he comes on all the time. If you go to his Twitter timeline during the season, he comes on all the time with the injury, the timeline. He's very good at what he does. So, just saying, we'll see. I hope he's back. I love Matt Stafford. He was at the beginning of my drafts. He was the guy I was taking as my number 2, my backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. So I hope he comes back. But again, that was put out there 13 hours ago. So that was 11 o'clock Eastern time last night. So it was very late.
Yeah. Well, doesn't look like anybody else is hopping in. We've waited a few minutes, so we're going to go ahead and get this started. Jay on the clock at number 1, starting right now.
Oh, you're picking in front of me. Oh God, I forgot. I know where you're going. I know exactly where you're going.
Yep. I have no idea what you're talking about, Scott. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just a simple-minded man here.
I did. Speaking of your Cowboys, I did not like how Joe Milton looked last night.
My God.
He did not look good at all last night. Yeah. Dak better stay healthy for 17 games, because if he doesn't, I don't know what Joe Milton I saw in New England when I saw it, but he has not replicated that at all preseason.
So, Coach Joe with the 2 double running backs starting off with McCaffrey and Devon Achane.
Oh, God.
Team 7 took your guy, Scott.
Yeah, he did. For those of you out there, taking a running back in the first round does not help you in the second round at all. It just doesn't. The wide receivers that you look at, awful. They're awful. I would rather go with what you did, Alan. CD Lamb in the first round, then get Bucky Irving in the second round, or Josh Jacobs or Jonathan Taylor, whoever. I might have to pull the trigger.
Jonathan Taylor is going to be that entire offense in Indianapolis this year. I have a feeling.
Yep, I do as well. I do as well.
Interesting here. Jay, I don't know if Jay knows he has the. Nope.
There you go.
Trey McBride. There we go. And for JSN.
Boy, this is terrible.
I don't know what to think about Seattle, honestly, because I don't know if you're going to get the same Sam Darnold that you got last year, or if it's going to be the Sam Darnold.
Here's what I would look at. There's two things with them. And I'll do it after we're getting close to my. Well, we're not getting close to my thing. First of all, when teams blitz and they get to the quarterback, he's terrible. I mean, look at the last two games: the Detroit game and the Rams playoff. He was terrible. That's number one. Number two, Kenneth Walker's scaring the heck out of me here. He's not having. He didn't start out the preseason practicing. Then he practices 2 days, and then he's back out again with an ailment. Last year, he didn't play in like 4 or 5 games. So I was on Kenneth Walker at the beginning of the preseason. I'm off of him now. I don't trust guys that are injured right now in preseason to come back and be full go for 17 weeks. Just like Joe Mixon. I'm totally off him. I will not draft Joe Mixon. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. He has not practiced. Now, he came back for week 1 last year, and he was fine for the balance of the season. But I will not take him right now either. So, and I'm off the Rams guys too. I mean, I'm off of them. I hate to say it, but I'm off of them until I see what Matt Stafford does. So
Kyle's got the question here: would you keep Josh Allen or Derrick Henry in a keeper league?
Saw it. If it's a 2-quarterback league, I'd keep Josh Allen. If it's a 1-quarterback league, I would lean toward Derrick Henry because that's Baltimore's offense. So I would, depending on what your scoring settings are, I would lean one way or the other. Josh Allen's a great quarterback, but you very rarely get running backs like Derrick Henry every day. So I would lean toward Derrick Henry. But again, you have to make the decision on what you want to do. But that'd be my lean, would be Derrick Henry.
One QB, half PPR, so Derrick Henry probably in that case.
Half PPR for sure. For sure, it's Derrick Henry. Yep. The quarterback position is so deep this year that you can get a Baker Mayfield. You could get Bo Nix. You can get Allen's quarterback, Dak Prescott, because Dallas is going to throw a lot. Oh, there's the bots again.
The bots are in. Gabe says he's got a solid team, but would you do a trade where he gives Baker and James Conner for Purdy and A.J. Brown?
I'll answer that when I make this pick. Wait a minute. Oh, this is a 2-receiver league? 3 flex. Holy moly.
Yeah, I didn't know how to really like.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm drafting tomorrow night in an experts auction league in a 2-wide receiver league. So, where's this coming?
Is it
Purdy and AJ Brown? Yeah, you're getting the best player in that trade in AJ Brown. So yeah, I would do it. Well, how's your running backs? If you trade Connor and your running backs suffer a lot, then I probably would say no. But if you can afford to lose James Conner and you have 3 other running backs that you're comfortable starting all year, then I would do it. A.J. Brown's the best player in the deal. He's really low on A.J., and I want rid of – then do it. You just answered your own question, Gabe. You're really low. You want to rid Connor, and that guy's low on A.J. I would do it.
Yeah, because the Eagles are still going to throw the ball around because teams are going to
put up his running backs. There you go. Yeah, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that running back crew. Trevion Henderson's moving up the draft boards, big time. He's a third rounder right now. After yesterday, he scored another touchdown. So. Allen took Baker. Wow.
Yeah, Baker. Joe with a comment too. Team 2's wide receivers about to suck.
Holy moly.
Yeah. No wide receiver picks for Team 2 at all. 5 running backs.
5 running backs, Lamar and Andrews. Holy moly.
Lord, that's crazy.
Oh, my God.
The bots are going crazy.
Chase Brown in the 3rd round's a good value. He's been going shooting up draft boards like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Your wide receivers are really good too.
I'm surprised that I've got that good of a wide receiver around this pick this go around. So,
Cortland Sutton as your 4th receiver. Wow, that's really good. It's really, really good. Yes, Coach Joe. Team's 2 wide receivers. How far do you take this? I'm taking it all this far. Keep going.
That's right. So let's talk about the rookies here for a second. There's a lot of hype on some of these rookies. Ashton Jeanty gets a lot of hype. We've seen a little bit of stock put into Omarion Hampton, who was, I believe, taken in the 4th round in this practice run here. Some of the rookie wide receivers kind of go in the middle of like round 6-ish, 7-ish from what I've seen. We saw Ibuka go earlier. What do we think of some of the rookies in this class?
So Godwin might start in the pup list. If he does, Ibuka's got a runway to really huge numbers. That's number 1. Everybody's down on Luther Burden. He's going to be the slot guy in Chicago. And if you remember who the slot guy was in Detroit, that was Amon-Ra. And he has huge year after huge year the last 3 or 4 years. So I like Luther Burden a lot. I think he could have a big year. It depends on Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams does not look good this preseason at all. If you've seen clips of him, it's been bad. So I'm shaky, swatty at best on Luther Burden. But if he has a big week 1, week 2, it could clear the runway for him then to be huge. Ibuka is the guy for me. Ted McMillan in Carolina. He's going to get nothing with targets. He's looking at 150 targets this year. He's going to be the new Adam Thielen for Bryce Young. Remember what Adam did 2 years ago? He was a monster. So I see McMillan being a monster again. So I'd say McMillan's going to be the clear number 1. Travis Hunter will be okay, but if watch Jacksonville today. Last week, what they did in preseason, he put 2 passes for 9 yards. So they're obviously hitting short and hoping he breaks tackles and goes for a while. So and that makes me a little bit nervous that you're only in short area instead of Dave Allen. That's your guy. That's my guy too. I've been trying to get him everywhere. But watch Jacksonville's playing New Orleans today, I believe. So watch how they use Travis Hunter today on offense. It's going to be huge. to see, and you'll get a glimpse of what they do during the season. So, I know it's New Orleans, but it's only preseason, so you get a really good you get an idea of how Liam Cohen, the new head coach in Jacksonville, wants to use them. But I'd go McMillan. I'm really excited about McMillan this year, and I'm going to get him anywhere I can in my high stakes leagues. As a wide receiver 2 with a 3 is where I want him, but I wouldn't mind having him as a 2. So.
Jay with the Jake Ferguson pick.
In terms of running backs, I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm not overblowing this right now. Every draft that I've done, Trevian Henderson has moved up steadily. He's after Genta, he's the second rookie running back in NFL right now in fantasy. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, it might not even be close. As he just keeps moving up and keeps moving up. Scored another touchdown yesterday. He first kickoff return of the preseason, he took back 100 yards for a touchdown. Every time this guy touches the ball, it could be a touchdown. So, all right. So Travis Hunter's not playing today, Coach Joe said. So, yeah. So you won't be able to see what he does. But watch Trevor Lawrence today, too. That's another one. He wasn't good last year. He hasn't been great in his NFL career. He's been okay. So.
Speaking of running backs, our running back room is not looking good right now. But Williams hasn't played yet. Jaden Blue's been dealing with an injury. I do believe that from what I heard last night, they're going to have Williams start the third preseason game potentially next week. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit of Jaden Blue too, but I would say don't be surprised if Jaden Blue takes over the number 1 running back job, because they really, really like what he's doing so far.
Cowboys beat reporter was on the radio on I Have Sirius, so Sirius Fantasy, and he said nobody has taken that job and run with it. So that leads me to believe that Blue is going to be the guy.
There's been a lot of love from Cowboys fans, especially when they were in Oxnard for Jaden Blue. So,
as there should be, because he's a low draft guy, and he's ended up being the number 1 back. Miles Sanders is washed. He's not good. So, Coach Joe, Trevian Henderson that late, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th round. Wow, that's good. I missed that one, but I agree with you, Coach Joe.
Another running back room I want to talk about is Cleveland's running back room, because you've got 2 rookies right now that are essentially fighting for that starting spot. Judkins, who just got cleared of all his legal stuff. You got Dylan Sampson, who coming out of Tennessee, a lot of people like. Solid running back there. I'm sure Sam would probably say the same thing. Interesting there. Obviously, you're having to replace Nick Chubb, who was the bell cow for so many years. With the quarterback situation the way it is, with kind of how the running back situation it is, I know it's going to probably take a while for Cleveland to figure it out on offense, but which one of these 2 running backs would you be excited to see?
So the reason why nothing has happened with Judkins yet is because he's not signed his NFL contract. When he does, let's see what the NFL does. Do they put him on the exempt list, or do they just say, okay, he's cleared of the charges, we're not going to do anything to him? If they don't put him on the exempt list, I would look at Judkins, and I would hold him, because he's not going to contribute probably until week 8, week 9. So in that case, I would look at somebody like, I would draft Jerome Ford, and I would put Judkins on my bench until he's ready to go. I They obviously wanted Judkins as the number one running back in Cleveland, either at the beginning of the season or toward the middle. The only problem I have, and I agree with a couple of podcasts I've listened to, guys who miss most of the preseason don't have a good season. So you're taking Judkins, but you're taking him you're gonna have to take him with a 12th round draft pick, and as soon as he signs, he's gonna boost up the board to probably round 8. So Jerome Ford's gonna start the season. He's not a great name. He's not the sexy name, but he's really good. I mean, he produces when he gets the chance. So I guess what I'm saying is Jerome Ford's probably the guy for balance of the first half of the year with Dylan Sampson mixed in. So in terms of quarterback for Cleveland, Dylan Gabriel blew his chance yesterday. He turned the ball over twice. So I think Shador is the backup there in Cleveland. I think it's Flacco, then it's Shador. So that's what I think. Jerome Ford's got to be the guy right now.
Yeah, there's still a lot of questions.
That backfield situation is almost like Dallas's, when nobody is running away with the job, and everybody's going to get a shot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So and they'll just go with the hot hands. It's going to be a committee approach.
That's kind of how it's been for most teams lately. Obviously, you've got the teams who have solidified their running back position with, obviously Philly, Baltimore. I guess you could say Kansas City, although they're not sold on Pacheco because of his health.
No, and Tanner would have been a great, if he was here today, he'd be a great ask what the running back situation is. I hear a lot of buzz on Brashad Smith that he could get more work than anybody even thinks. But I'm not sure on that. Again, Tanner's not here, so he's closer to the situation than I am. And Coach Joe, yes, he is. To Coach Joe's question.
Running back handcuff.
He is. When Kenneth Walker was out last year, Zach Charbonnet excelled. And I think he'd do it again. So, Charbonnet, Trey Benson, watch Trey Benson too in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I like what James Conner is saying, but he's saying that Trey Benson's gonna get more work and that he needs more work. So I'd watch Trey Benson, but as of right now, Zach Charbonnet is the guy in Seattle. Is the best backup to get.
It's like Dave either dropped out or he's either fell asleep or he's in the middle of church.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that could be.
They don't allow your mock drafting in church, son. Yeah, he's on auto. So
I'm gonna buy a Concord, but Sam's been telling me that watch out for Halmaheim, that he could be the guy. So
yeah.
But until I see it in week
Texas
1,
did,
yeah. Alan's favorite school, Texas. As you heard on yesterday's show.
Why is it that every team that I root for, their rival is the color orange?
Okay, he's not there. So I can't take. Oh boy. It gets very scary down here, people. So be very aware. Late in your drafts, it's very scary. Watch the LTS draft Friday night. You know what? It's ultra scary right now. Allen got my guy anyway, so in the couple rounds ago. He actually got two good. Your wide receiver really good.
That's another rookie I don't think we talked about, Matthew Golden in Green Bay. That could have a big year.
So Reed is hurt, uncertain for week 1. The other rookie got hurt yesterday or the day before in practice. So it's very spotty on him. We keep using that word spotty. Well, right now, and Christian Watson might start the year on PUP. So right now, the two guys that are left standing are, and I'm going to do it, and I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it, is Romeo Doubs and Matthew Golden. Jordan Love just had a procedure on his thumb, so we don't know how he's going to be in week 1. So if you have Josh Jacobs in week 1 and Matthew Golden, you're sitting really pretty. And Tucker Kraft, those three guys, you're sitting really pretty in week 1. And who are they in week 1? Detroit. I think they have Detroit week 1. So you're sitting really pretty because who knows what Jordan Love is going to be in week 1. But I think as the season goes on, I think we finished. Oh, good. So I think Ted McMillan will be the best rookie wide receiver, but I think Matthew Golden's going to be really good too. So either one of those guys you can't go wrong with.
So I want to point out something before we look at these teams here. No Tua. Tua was not picked at all. It seems like there's a lot of people that are off the Tua bandwagon in Miami right now.
Yep. Did you see Zach Wilson play yesterday? Don't be off the Tua bandwagon. Or the other day against Chicago, don't be off the Tua bandwagon. But I can see why he's not getting drafted because everybody expects him to get injured at some point. Plus, Tyreek is hurt right now, and Waddle got hurt. So if one of those guys is out for week 1, week 2, or week 2, or whatever, the 2 is not going to be very good. So Devin Achane's the guy grabbing that offense. But yeah, Tua was Justin Herbert. Was he? I'm not even looking at the draft board right now.
Herbert was team 9. I believe.
Okay, team 9. But guys like Justin Herbert, Michael Penix, Trevor Lawrence, those guys really aren't getting drafted in a lot of places. So and team we'll go through, but team 11 took Matt Stafford. Obviously, it's not a human being; it's a computer. But right there, if you're taking Matthew Stafford, you better make sure you have a second quarterback that is gonna and they have Burrow. So Stafford. So what I would do is I would stay away from Stafford, and I would drift toward like a Drake May or something. Because I don't know what's going on with him, as we talked about earlier.
So let's look at some of these teams here. We'll start with Jay's team first. Obviously, Chase number 1, coming back with Kyron Williams, Trey McBride on the roundabout, Patrick Mahomes, DK Metcalf, Pacheco, Judy, Jalen Warren, Kyler Murray as a backup quarterback, Shaheed, Jake Ferguson, gets his own player, Austin Eckler, Bateman back, or the rookie back from Vegas, who, again, somebody's going to have to catch the ball in Vegas other than Brock Bowers. Krosky from his other running back from Washington, Keon Mitchell, who had a little bit of success towards the middle of the season last year, and then rounded it out with Mostert and Arroyo, guys who are probably going to either be backups or looking for other teams.
Yeah, never see the lineup. So here's Washington's backfield. I've heard nothing on Brian Robinson. Not a thing. I've heard Krosky. Merritt's been really good. Eckler obviously is the pass-catching guy. Without McLaurin there, he could factor pretty big. But I've heard zero on Brian Robinson. So that makes me believe that Merritt might get more carries than I think. And if he does, getting him that late in the draft, huge for any team. I would have taken Chase Brown rather than Kyron Williams as of right now. If you didn't see, Chase Brown has been connected with Burrow big in training camp. So if that's the case, Chase Brown's going to have a huge year. And the offensive coordinator said, watch Chase Brown. He's going to become a household name. So I would take Chase Brown rather than Kyron Williams. Other than that, get number one tight end, number one wide receiver, top 5 quarterback. So right there, and you can fill in the pieces. Jake Ferguson's going to have a bounce back year, I think, with Dak. Dak loves Jake Ferguson. So, as you know, Al, when Jake Ferguson's there, Dak looks for him. So,
yeah, when he's healthy, definitely.
Yeah.
We kind of mentioned that Team 2 started off kind of weird with 5 running backs and quarterback tight end. They did get Stephon Diggs, who, again, Patriot, kind of high on with how the Patriots have looked on offense so far in the early going. Khalil Shakir, who's a number 1 in Buffalo. Johnny Higgins, I don't know. That wide receiver room is kind of a question mark for me, other than you know, their go-to guy. Christian Kirk, you don't know. Again, from Houston, you don't know what's going to happen with that. Odd for Team 2. That's kind of the case of where the bot just kind of takes something and runs with it and takes the best available. But that would be a team like Team 2. I would probably be scared with my wide receiver room that I have right now.
Yep, you have to score. Lamar at quarterback, great. Number 1 quarterback, probably 1 or 2. Great. Okay, with those running backs, you have to score some. You have to score 100 points between Lamar and your running backs to have a chance. Stephon Diggs is your number 1 wide receiver is not a great thing. You know, and as you pan down, Khalil Shakir has a high ankle sprain right now. He might play week 1, but high ankle sprains, as you know, Alan, you've seen it time and time again, they're a killer in the NFL. Absolute killer. They could derail a season in a blink of an eye. So having Shakir as your wide receiver too, and then a rookie who might not play a ton at the beginning of the season, that's not great. So I really don't like Team 2 at all. Coach Joe brought it up. And he's 100% right. Team 2's wide receivers are going to stink big time. So
they stink.
Speaking
of Coach Joe, let's look at his draft here up there at 10 spot. McCaffrey at 10, got Devon Achane in the back end. Garrett Wilson as wide receiver 1, George Kittle on the roundabout. Nice pickup there. Tet McMillan, we talked about him earlier. Travion Henderson, again, another guy we talked about earlier, getting him in the 6th round. Yep. 3 for 3 on rookies in a row with Ibuka from Tampa Bay. Got a Tyler Warren, so that's 4 rookies in a row, actually. Tyler Warren, hearing good things about him. Charbonnet in Seattle, who's likely going to be one of the top backs because, like you said, Kenneth Walker is not nothing good coming from Kenneth Walker. Michael Pittman there. Jordan Love as a QB1. Ray Davis, backup running back for Buffalo. Trevor Lawrence, again, I'm not really sold on Lawrence yet. I think Jacksonville's going to be the last place team in that division. Wan'Dale Robinson, who's quietly been one of the better receivers in New York. And this kind of scares me, Scott. They were able to move the ball up and down the field last night. I know it was preseason. I know it's against the Jets, but that offense is starting to click. I'm going to tell you, Jackson Dart fits the city of New York so well. I don't know if Jackson Dart becomes the starting quarterback for the New York Giants, we are all in trouble.
Here's what I'll say. Okay, I was going to ask you about this, but here's what I completely forgot till you just said it. Here's what I will say. If you remember Russell Wilson as a rookie, he was taken in the 3rd round by Seattle, was not expected to start. They signed. Who was the Green Bay quarterback? Matt Flynn. And Russell Wilson won that job in the preseason, and nobody expected him to. Could we be seeing another Russell Wilson type of thing, except it's going to happen to Russell Wilson? Jackson Dot's looked really good in the first 2 preseason games. Giants have a tough decision here. Could Jackson Dot be that Russell Wilson type of guy? And could he win?
He brings that energy that you want to see out of your starting quarterback. And he, like I said, he kind of embodies the city of New York really well.
Could he possibly be Eli Manning-esque for New York with his demeanor, his mindset? New York doesn't bother
another kid that came from Ole Miss.
Yep. So will the Giants win the division? No. Will they win 6 or 7 games? It's possible. I think we all underrated the Giants because of this kid, Jackson Dot. I think Russell Wilson will start the season, but I think he has a very short leash that if he doesn't produce, he'll get pulled. And Jackson Dot will not look back. So I agree with you. Remember last week you were saying Jackson Dot had a great game against Buffalo, and as soon as it happened, he went in the Warrior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that guy knew something. Maybe he knew something. I don't know, but yeah, Jackson Dot could be the real deal. Which would Malik Neighbors would just skyrocket if Jackson Dot plays the way he's playing right now with Malik Neighbors on the field. Watch out for Malik Neighbors being the number 1 or 2 wide receiver in fantasy this year. So, just putting it out there.
So overall, what do we think of Coach Joe's team?
I love it. I like it a lot. If McCaffrey stays healthy for 17 games, I like his team a lot. Now, the depth, after you get past wide receiver 3 on there, could be a problem. But when you start McCaffrey and Achane, and then you get Garrett Wilson, Ted McMillan, and Egbuka, and your third running back is Trevion Henderson, who's been great in preseason, that's really good. Jordan Love, if he comes around. The two questions I would have with this would be McCaffrey and Jordan Love. If they stay healthy for 17 games, Coach Joe could go a long way in winning a championship in this league. So I really like his team a lot. I think he did a great job.
Great. Let's look at yours real quick, Scott. Jahmyr Gibbs won. Ladd McConkey, who everybody in Charger land is raving about. T. Higgins, of course. Chuba Hubbard, nice 1-2 there. Smith, Waddle, and Myers to round out the wide receiver core. Tucker Kraft, who everybody in Green Bay is high on. Jordan Mason. Running back in Minnesota is kind of spotty at best. Speaking of spotty running back rooms. Luther Burden, who you've already talked about. Dak Prescott. Trey Benson, who we've already talked about. Bryce Young, if he figures it out, he looks great with Tet already. Didn't have a good outing last night, but still he's starting to kind of figure it out in the NFL, which is good for him.
Yeah.
Cedric Tillman, who we've talked about all off season long with Cleveland in their wide receiver room. You mentioned Okonkwo with the Tennessee. Romeo Doubs, again, a guy who could have a big game here or there, especially with their wide receiver room by committee in Green Bay. Brooks back up in Cincinnati, and then Miles Sanders, who did not look good last night at all. This spot, honestly, Scott, could be Phil Maffa if Sanders is not different, because Phil Maffa has looked pretty good so far.
Agreed.
And the only reason why he only got like 3 carries last night, but that was because Dallas had such a hard time getting their defense off the field against Baltimore. Just kind of ran it down their throat all night.
As Baltimore does. We know what Baltimore does. They want to run the ball, and they're doing it in preseason. So okay, they're doing it in preseason. I agree with you. The Dallas backfield could be Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa. That could be the Dallas backfield. Week 5, week 6, possibly. Miles Sanders has nothing left, but I mean, just in case he does have something left in the last round, he's very easy to just cut and go with somebody else. Taj Brooks, if Chase Brown ever get hurt, Taj Brooks is the starting running back in Cincinnati. So I took a chance with him. My team goes to show you, and I've settled on this philosophy for drafting. Wide receiver in the first round, no matter where you are. The running backs in the second round are better than the wide receivers. Ladd McConkey has a Keenan Allen problem this year, I think. Justin Herbert's played with Keenan Allen. He knows Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen got paid $8.5 million this late in training camp to pay a guy like that. He's going to be used. So T. Higgins is fine. Chuba Hubbard's fine. I have no problem with those guys. Devonta Smith is my wide receiver 3 is fine. But again, my philosophy, and I wanted to try this running back. This is a mock draft, obviously. I wanted to try to see what I could come up with in the second round. If Drake London was there, it'd be no problem. No, and I would love this team better. But I've settled on the philosophy of wide receiver in the first round, either CeeDee Lamb. At this point, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, I'm a little bit hazy on with the hamstring, but he should be fine week 1. But yeah, wide receiver in the first round. I mean, your team turned out really good. I mean, look at the top 4 wide receivers for your team. Lamb, JSN, Rice, Sutton. Those are 4 studs. And you got Baker and you got Bucky Irving. So you're right now you're sitting on a. You and Coach Joe could go far, and I think you're the 2 best teams, obviously. So, yeah, it's wide receiver in round 1 and then running back in round 2 because I like the running backs in round 2 much, much better than the wide receivers. So that's where I would go with that. And Dak is – we talked about it already with the Dallas backfield. Dak's going to have to throw 40 times a game this year for them to be successful.
Yep.
So CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are just going to eat and eat. So,
yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like I'm not happy about it because I would like to have a good, solid running game underneath us, but I'm at the very least you got a healthy Ferguson coming back. It'll be interesting to see what George Pickens looks like in this offense. Lamb's going to do his thing. Dak's going to do his thing. Yep. Can the offensive line protect him long enough to where he has time to get the ball out of his hands? Can they find some semblance of a running game at all?
Yeah.
A third of the players on this team are all new. They haven't been on this team before, and it's a new coaching staff. It's a new philosophy. Defense did not look good last night.
It's the secondary.
Overall.
I don't think it's the pass rush for Dallas. I think it's the secondary. That's the weakest spot in a defense. And if your secondary is the weakest spot in your defense, that's a problem.
I think I said it last night. Is like I am not a fan of Andrew Booth at all. I know he got the pick 6 last night, but I am not a fan of Andrew Booth at all.
Dallas should have.
And if Diggs doesn't play week 1, we are in trouble.
Yeah, I would agree. I would have signed a Carlton Davis, which the Patriots signed. I would have signed a Carlton Davis. I would have signed somebody else in free agency. I would have just attacked corner in free agency and got the 2 best corners off of free agency, and then draft offense in the draft. But that's what I would have done if I was Dallas. But we know Jerry. Jerry does what Jerry does. He's admitted the Cowboys are a 365-day circus. I agree. I agree with that.
He's admitted that. He's admitted that to the press. It's like if there's nothing being said, he stirs the pot purposely. Yes. So it's like
absolutely.
You don't win doing stuff like that, and that's been the problem for the last 30 years.
Yeah, you can't own a team like that. Well, nobody talking about us. Let me give him something to talk about. I'm outside Micah. Micah's got a back injury. We'll talk about that. All of a sudden, it becomes news. So, yeah. Jerry needs to – I agree with you. Jerry needs to get out, I think. I think he needs to leave. Or his son needs to say, hey, Dad, sit in your office, be the owner. Don't say anything.
The best chance we had to get to the Super Bowl was in, I think, 2005. You still had Parcells. You still had a great team kind of put together. They were doing very well. Had Romo not botched that spot, that spot on the game winning field goal, I think
You're
you see Dallas go to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, at least the title game, at least the NFC title game, if not Super Bowl.
Because that Seattle team ended up making the run to the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
you
well, Jerry.
see.
Also, the last thing I'll say about this, Jerry said time and time again, if my stadium is filled and I'm making money, I'm happy. And who's not going to go to Cowboys? Cowboys are going to fill the stadium every game. So he's happy. He's making money. He's lining his pockets with money, and he's not giving it to the players or the coaches. I mean, look at the coach. Schottenheim is good coach, not the great coach. Everybody was doubting him early. He's been okay, but he has nothing to work with on defense, and that's where the problem comes in.
And I'm not a fan of bringing Eberflus in either.
No, I'm not a fan. No, we saw him in Chicago. He was not good. So.
I'm not happy with it. So
nope.
Yeah. So what we got going on this week, Scott?
I think the baseball show's the next show I'm on, which is Wednesday night. Playoff races are heating up. It's getting very interesting. Then we're on fall start Thursday, and then we're right back here with Lock It In. So week 0 college football is now 6 days away. So I just want to see some regular football instead of this preseason. I'm done with this preseason stuff. It's over for me. I've seen enough of it. I'm ready for the season to start. So week 0 college football, and I'm sure we might have an emergency show. Tanner's thinking about it before week 0 or something, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That'll be interesting. I can't wait for it too. So, but yeah. You mentioned it. I'm not sure. On Tuesday night, I'm not sure if we're doing the rest of the show. I'll have to get with Sam on that. I do know we'll be doing the baseball show on Wednesday. I have an MRI scheduled Wednesday morning, so that's going to be fun.
Good luck with that.
And then doctor's appointments and stuff on Thursday. We'll get the verdict on that, on whether or not I stay on workman's comp or not. Which that'll be fun. I'm gonna have to figure something out.
Well, it's obvious you went back to work for what, 2 weeks, a week,
a week. Yeah, like at the very least a month. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's obvious there's something in there that's not right. So
yeah,
MRI will show it.
I'm gonna have to figure out somewhere else to work because I can't keep doing this physical stuff anymore. Not unless I start losing weight again.
Well, run for president in 2028. You should. That'll be the desk job.
Oh man, I don't want that evil on me. Right. Anything else, Scott? Before we end off today,
that's it. But thank you to Jay and thank you to Coach Joe for joining the mock draft today. So.
Definitely. Final mock draft of the year, unless Tanner wants to do one more sometime down the line. I know we've got a lot of drafts coming up. We got TGI Sports one coming up at the end of the month. I've got another one coming up. So yeah, have fun, y'all. It's almost season. The season's almost here.
That's right. Enjoy it.
All right. Guys, have a great Sunday. We'll see y'all back here later on in the week. Love y'all. Stay safe. Take care. Have a great one.
Bye.